What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I wanted to talk to you and tell you that if you're watching this video right now, you can be wealthy. I know it may not feel like it, but it's true. Now I wanted to share with you 3 tweets of mine and a little bit of my backstory to explain to you why I think that. So let's get started. Here's the first tweet. A big part of improving with money is being honest with yourself about where you are in the journey. When I lived paycheck to paycheck, I didn't YOLO into an investment hoping for a miracle. I got 2 certifications to help me get a better job. Baby steps can build a foundation. Seriously, sometimes the hardest step is being able to be honest with ourselves about where we're at. Everybody goes through this at least a little bit. We all have our insecurities. We always are comparing ourselves to other people in our lives, and now with social media, it's right there in our face every single day with everyone all over the world. Because too many times we see what other people are doing, people that have already passed a certain part in their lives, and we try to mimic that. The reality is, we have to make the best decisions for where we're at on a personal level. And this has been true for me in my own life. When I met my wife, I was on unemployment, which just shows how freaking awesome and amazing she is, that she wanted this weird, socially awkward guy that not only didn't have any money or savings, but didn't even have a job. Every time I think back on that, I just laugh and count my lucky stars that for whatever reason she picked me. One of the first steps that I had to make was being honest with myself about where I was. The reality was, I was unemployed. At that point, my number one goal was have a job to be able to pay the bills every month. And then step 2 was get a better job. We were just keeping our heads above water every month with the bills. So anything we could do to get a little bit extra to help relieve the stress was what we had to do. So any talk about trying to find some amazing investment opportunity was a waste of time. I didn't have money to pay the bills, let alone invest in something. I didn't go straight from I'm unemployed to I YOLO'd into some crazy investment. I had to take a more direct path because I was starting from zero. And after I got a good job, I kept working at it. And then I started saving for retirement. And after I was able to start that retirement savings plan, I started reading everything that I could about money and investing. Because I wanted to do more than just save for retirement. I wanted to start investing for myself. And as time went by, as years went by, our situation improved. We kept putting our extra money into our retirement accounts or in personal investments, and we continued that process for years. And that's why I never really understand when people are like, oh, you got lucky because you got in early, or oh, you're so lucky because you have money to invest. I didn't when I started. I worked on it, and then over time, when the time came that something I was interested in was available and I had money, I took it. That journey started the very first day when I was still on unemployment. It didn't start all of a sudden on the day that I bought my investment. It was something that I had been working on for years already. And I think that's part of the issue. We live in a time where it's so easy to be skeptical and everyone's so quick to blame or complain because their situation isn't what they want it to be. And that actually brings me to my second tweet. Every day you wake up with a very simple choice. You can sit around and complain or daydream about the life you want, or you can get up and make it a reality. If you watch the news or you go basically any place on social media, you'll see people complaining about all kind of things going on, especially related to money.
Fighting for 15 and a living wage!
I would like to see, at the very least, $50,000 worth of student debt forgiven.
And I'm not saying that these things aren't problems or that they're not issues out there that need to be addressed. It's just that complaining about our situation seems to me at least to be at an all-time high. We all have things that we're dealing with. There's some people who have to deal with more than others. And that's just kind of how life goes. It's not fair. We should try our best to make sure that the opportunity is there for as many people as possible, but it's not perfect. And my approach pretty much my whole life has been, I may have some issues going on that I'm not happy about, but I'm not going to sit around wasting my life away waiting for someone else to make my situation better. In my opinion, we live in the time in history that has the most opportunity that has ever existed. And that's because of the internet. With the internet, I don't think there's any excuse for anybody to not be making progress on their life goals. If you think school's too expensive, YouTube's free. Or you can buy courses from people at a fraction of the cost and learn how to make money that way. And I know in response to that you might say, but the job of my dreams requires a degree. I get that, and maybe it does. But with the internet, you can create that money for yourself if you don't already have it. You can create and work side hustles for extra cash, be a virtual assistant, create a blog, create a YouTube channel, sell stuff on the side, have a service that you put out on the internet for sale. The possibilities are really endless. So if you really have to go get that degree for the job of your dreams, you can do the work on the side to get that money to go to school to be able to make it happen. Now, it may not happen as quickly as you want. It may not happen with the amount of effort that you want, but the opportunity is there. And I know people may hear that and be like, well, that's not fair. That's going to take too much time. It's too much effort. And again, I get it. Yeah, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort, but the opportunity exists. And that's the point. There are places in the world where that opportunity doesn't exist. And that's why even with all the things that are happening in America right now and the problems that we have going on, there's still people all over the world that come here for a chance at a better life. It's still the land of opportunity if you want it and are willing to go work for it. And I'm not even saying this as some political thing. I don't do politics. I can't stand politicians on either side. I think they're terrible. What I do believe in is our own personal right and accountability to make the life that we want to live. And because we have the internet, it means that every single one of us has the opportunity to make that life for ourselves. And so that brings me to my last tweet. If you live in the US and you have access to the internet, the opportunity for success is there for you. Some people say being successful is determined by having rich parents or whatever. That's bullshit. We don't get to choose where we start, but we choose where we end up. So look, there's always a reason to doubt yourself. There's always a way to look at your situation and believe that it can happen for you. But all you have to do is do a Google search with the word side hustle every single day. Click on the news tab and read the articles on that tab. If you look at the first story, it's about a lady that's doing $1,000 and $2,000 a week doing laundry. You have a guy that got rejected from 15 medical schools that started his own thing and now is doing $1.5 million in business. You have another article about how Gen Z is increasingly turning their passions into side hustles for extra cash. You have another article about a lady that started a software training business and making $100,000 in passive income. I mean, the stories are there every single day, and they're different every single day. And I get it. You'll read those articles and say, yeah, but their situation's different. I don't have the resources they have. There's no way I could do that. Everybody's situation's going to be different. That's going to be true of no matter what you do. But the common thread with all of those stories is they're out there making it happen. They're putting in the work and they're going for what they want in life. I think too many times we make it easy on ourselves not to start. We convince ourselves that our situation is different and we're not as lucky as other people, or that maybe we don't have the skills to be able to make it happen. So the reason why I titled this video, "If you can read this title, then you can be wealthy," is because if you're reading this title and watching this video, it means that you have either a phone or a computer and access to the internet. And if you have those two things, you have more opportunity than any generation in human history to make the life that you want happen. Don't waste it waiting on someone else to make your dreams come true. That's all that I have for you guys today. If you want to watch more videos on money and financial independence, click on these videos on the end screen, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.